Okay, check it. Here's all the stratagems.
Okay.
Alright, let's try to rank them from S to F. Uh, Now to be
I can
honest,
already say
hmm?
I can say one of them's gonna be a bit of a weird one to judge. Is specifically the deployable shield gen.
Deployable shield generator.
Is a green shield generator.
Oh man. Oh, you mean?
That's
Oh, where is it? This thing right
that one.
here.
That's gonna be the hardest one to judge, just because it can be useful for automatons and it can be helpful in um defending against that. But as soon as they get close, it is useless because they're
Yeah.
inside the shield gen. They don't protect you.
Well, the thing is, with most automaton units, they don't really like to just go point blank in an engagement unless you're like hiding behind a wall or some crap.
Yes.
Except for buzzsaws. Buzzsaws can piss off. They'll run at you and they'll just try to rip you apart no matter what. But my biggest issue with this shield is actually I got two big reasons. The first one, the shield gets deleted in less than 5 seconds as soon as you do higher difficulties of rank 8 or
Oh
9.
yeah.
Dude, how much ridiculous damage these bots do.
I don't think it's now until they buff it. It's not a good weapon. It doesn't really assist. It helps you for seconds. Maybe
It,
allows you to live for a little bit longer.
another
But it
but another issue is that it's got a short lifetime as well. It doesn't
it's way
last
too
too
short.
long. I don't know why this thing does not stay active until it gets completely depleted, or at the very least extended to at least 4 minutes. 4 minutes is all I
4 minutes
ask.
of actual shield with a certain amount of health, and once that health is gone,
Okay,
takes like maybe 10 or 20 seconds to recharge.
okay. First things first. Can I get rid of it? Yeah, delete the row. Whoever uses E tier.
To
Anyways, I'm definitely thinking of D or F for this thing.
D or F, yeah.
I feel like D because it can be somewhat
It
useful.
can be useful because low level automatons or stuff like that. If you just want to do a fast mission, you just want to have a shield gen,
But
the shield gen helps you on those low level
oh,
speed
you know
runs.
what?
That
I think I may actually would have put it in F because there's one other thing this thing has a problem with. It is easily overshadowed by the shield generator backpack.
oh
It's small, it's mobile. It lets you move around more efficiently. And
oh
then you don't have to wait for a long cooldown compared to the small
no,
shield
you just have to wait
backpack.
for a small cooldown and then it's back.
Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of underwhelming. Underwhelming at best and useless at worst.
I'd say
Anyways,
the F.
F tier. Alright, we'll go F
It's
tier.
just
Alright, now let's take a look at something else. We might as well go tackle all the green ones, right? It's the smallest.
yeah.
It's the smallest out of all of them. Up next, I'm gonna say that. Oh, the heavy machine gun. Now, in their
That's
recent
it
patch,
is
they buffed the freak out of it.
it is useful. It is useful,
This is
but mainly for defensive missions, which there are
you could
plenty
play
of.
it. You could play it fairly offensively too, if you know the position of the turret correctly.
That's the other thing. You know the positioning.
This thing is. I love this thing.
You
The
can
amount
kill
of
Hulk. You can kill Hulks from the front if you
oh yeah.
headshot them.
There's also another advantage to this thing. Due to the fact that gunships start flying around, the heavy machine gun is my go-to for being the ultimate flak weapon. It just shuts them
That might
down
be A tier
hard.
then, because it is so useful. It has
I'm going to give it A tier because yeah, it is technically a defensive weapon, and there's a limitation to what you can do with it.
it's good.
But man, it hits like a freight train. It literally it can annihilate just about anything except like tanks. It's fantastic. It is a fantastic defensive slash offensive tool. Alright, up next, the Tesla coil. And personally, I don't use this thing because it is the number one. It's a huge. It could be a huge liability if you don't know how to use this thing properly.
It'd be probably D.
D. Nah, no, I'll put it at B tier because here's the thing. Even though it can kill people pretty easily, it is been buffed beyond crazy. It is incredibly powerful and can kill quite a lot if you position it correctly.
Yeah, I can see it.
But yeah, but like I said, there've been times where there's just that one idiot who takes the Tesla coil and throws it all around all willy nilly, and then gets his own teammates killed because this thing has got a ridiculously huge radius. They buffed its radius,
Yeah.
so you have to be cautious with this thing. But yeah, I'm putting it at B tier because it hits hard. It's got some pretty modest range. It's a pretty damn solid turret. All right. Up next is landmines, and I'm just gonna say it. I don't ever use landmines, both the normal and incendiary.
Landmines are extremely useful when wanting to block off an entryway.
But even then, just use a turret.
Yes, but then at the same time, the turret won't care if you're friendly or not. At least with landmines, if you're not dumb and blind, you can see where the landmines are.
Well, tell me, how many times have you ever used this thing?
I've used it fairly often for defensive missions, and some offensive missions when you need them.
All right, fair enough. You know what? I'm gonna let you pick it then, since you.
I'd say it's similar to the Tesla coil. If you have bad people with it, it's gonna get you killed. If you use it correctly, it is extremely smart, and you get a lot of kills with it.
All right.
I'd say.
You want the same thing with the incendiary?
I'm gonna say that first mine is C tier because they are good but not the best.
The original landmines.
The incendiary are B tier.
B tier. Okay.
Yes, those get a ton of kills.
Oh yeah, I feel you. I know that they actually buffed landmines now. They are actually they buffed both normal and landmines. That's what they said in the paperworks. All right.
Yep.
Anyways, up next, as of lately, the machine gun turret has one good use. It's still, I'm gonna say this, it's still easily overshadowed by the Gatling gun.
Yes.
But they but they also added a buff to it recently to where it has the shortest cooldown time out of all the sentry turrets. Instead of waiting for 180 seconds, it's 120.
Okay.
So you're going to get that sentry gun a lot faster than the bigger brothers. So so basically, in other words, it could be utilized for more offensive capabilities due to how short its call-in time is. So I don't know. I feel like a solid B tier for it.
Yeah. Hopefully B doesn't become like everything.
Yeah. All right. B tier it is. And I'm just gonna go ahead. No question asked. Gatling is S tier.
Yeah.
It hits hard. It's incredibly strong. It's just like it's a fantastic turret. It's a fantastic sentry turret.
Yes.
Yeah. There's no questions asked. Anyways, up next, the mortar.
Oh.
The mortar.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
But it hurts.
Yeah, it's the number one infantry killer.
It's similar to the Tesla coil. It's good in its way.
Mm-hmm.
Although now I'm looking at it, Tesla being similar to the.
I will say this though, it is a great siege weapon. It is great at just clearing out a whole base by itself. But
yeah,
here's another thing. There is an upgrade you can get on your ship now where you can mark where you want your mortar turret to hit now.
yeah, there it is. It's the robotic workshop. Okay.
Yeah, basically if you mark an enemy, the mortar will ignore everything else and will target that target what you marked. So that alone sounds amazing. That would make the mortar and EMS mortar even stronger than before because you can actually make it target certain enemies. Imagine you stumble across a convoy, you drop that mortar, and then you just point it out where you wanted to shoot at, and it'll just nuke the crap out of them. That sounds amazing. I don't know. now I'm kind of torn between A and B tier because it's still solid. It's just, man, it kills your friend list way too easily if you're not careful.
Yeah, wait, it's way too easy to TK.
I will say this
I
though,
think.
mortars are great against bots. Since a lot of bots, like I said, don't really like engaging you at close range. They like to keep their distance. So when you have something that's designed to just nuke people or nuke bots range, it's pretty reliable. Bugs, on the other hand, can piss off. They'll just run at you, which means the mortar's going to lock onto you along with all the other bugs around you and kill you outright.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to stick with A tier because it's just one of the most highest damage turrets there is. And, I'm going to say... Alright, but... I'm going brain dead right now. Anyways. Up next is the autocannon.
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 That's...
I'd say it's a solid A tier because it's good.
Yeah.
It's really good. It takes out heavy targets fairly easily. Not to mention it deletes those annoying ass gunships that buzz around, along with actually confidently capable of killing Hulks and what do they call them? Chargers. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like an A tier is good.
Yeah.
All right, and now here comes its other brother, the rocket sentry.
Rocket, it's not to the level of the autocannon or the machine gun.
Oh, my blissful friend, you have not
Have they fixed it?
They absolutely buffed it. They improved its AI. They made it where it fires one rocket instead of firing two, so it lasts a whole lot longer. It targets heavy units first and then goes for smaller targets last. It is incredibly useful now. You will not. There's actually a record. I even have proof. Actually, I actually have a recording where I'm role-playing as the engineer from Team Fortress 2, and out there, the amount of times I get my ass hunkered down because there's a bunch of gunships raiding me, and as soon as I drop that rocket turret, it takes care of them quickly. This thing has saved my ass.
So instead of being like a it's anti-heavy armor, it can be used as anti-air.
Yes, it can accurately take on gunships too.
That actually, okay. I have not played it then, so I cannot say.
I guarantee you are going to enjoy this thing. I'm going to give this an S tier. They buffed it to where it is a really reliable sentry gun now.
Yeah.
To the point where I contemplate even using this over the autocannon. It's crazy. Because unlike the autocannon, the rocket sentry actually focuses more on those heavy, dangerous targets such as Hulks and Chargers. Anyways, the EMS turret, or EMS mortar,
it'll stun.
Huh?
It'll stun people who you don't like.
Yeah, and plus it's user-friendly in a way. It doesn't kill your own teammates. It slows them down. Plus, it shuts down those bots hard. Like, did I say more? You can't go wrong with that. Anyways, now let's talk about you want to save the blue strategy
for last.
Yeah,
let's do like the other blue stuff, like the mechs and then the backpacks.
Yeah. Oh, you want to do with these first?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do the backpacks first, and then the mechs with the last, because we'll start from here, which is the guard dog, the machine gun guard dog, and I'm just gonna say this thing is absolute booty cheeks.
It is horrible. It's still more useful than the shields, but it is horrible.
I would absolutely disagree. Now here's the problem. Here's the thing is they buffed this thing. They increased its overall damage, but even with the damage buff, this thing is terrible because of one feature. It runs out of ammo way too quickly. And once you run out of ammo, you just have nothing more but a useless backpack that does nothing but looks pretty. But however, I'm not going to put it in F tier like the shield because it at least does something.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's not as bad as the shield, so I don't think it should go as the shield gen.
This, however, is a pretty damn solid A tier in my opinion. The shield backpack. While its bigger brother sucks major booty cheeks, this thing actually is pretty damn good. I like this thing. As like I was saying, the shield backpack.
The shield backpack is OP.
I feel like it's a solid A tier.
Yeah. It could be an S if anything, because the shield pack, Quasar, and then Airstrike and Orbital Strike are usually like some of the best loadouts to bring.
Yeah, it does. It is pretty popular for a lot of people, but I feel like there's a few other things that could be a little bit more efficient. Up next is the Ballista Shield, and I like this thing. It's pretty damn cool.
I've never used it.
Oh, I've used it. It is fantastic against automatons. Suck with bugs though, so I can't give it any more higher than a B or a B tier than anything else.
Yeah.
I wish it could C, but no. I used to use this thing, and it was fantastic against automatons. Anyways, up next is the better version of the guard dog, the laser variant. And here's the.
I'd say either C or B, because yeah, it's useful.
Yeah.
The problem is it hurts like a freight train whenever it hits you.
Not really. It doesn't. The serious sad thing, they nerfed the overall hell out of this thing. They did a negative 30% damage with this thing. It lost 30% of its original damage, so it doesn't hit as hard, but it is still great as like a side support weapon. I still think it's pretty solid. I want to say roughly. I think you're right. I think we'll go with C tier at least.
Yeah.
Up next, I'm gonna simply say this is a Giga Chad backpack. If you use this thing, or you're a selfish prick, one of the two.
Yep. If it's used correctly, it is so OP. Just
supply.
To my knowledge, I think as of one of the mod resupply things, if you like I forgot what the name of it is, but if you use it, it should resupply your backpack or stuff like that fully, and you can basically have it, and then you can just call it in again and just have even more ammo. It's basically more ammo.
It's literally a supply pack on your backpack, pretty much.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
If you know how to play support, you can definitely use that extremely well.
I want to keep that thing in S tier. You know what they really should do with the supply backpack in the future, possibly?
What?
They need to do a feature where if someone is wearing the supply backpack, a supply icon will hover above the player, letting every other person know that he has carrying supplies. So that way, people can just simply walk up to this guy and just grab ammo off of his backpack if they wanted to.
Yeah, it could also be very annoying because one guy decides to grab everything.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be.
Yeah.
It'd be easier.
Who knows? But there's ways they can do that.
It'll be easier to notify people that you got ammo in your backpack, and so people don't run away from you when they need supplies. It's the amount of times where someone will just run away and drop a supply pack or supply pod, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyways, up next is the final backpack, the jetpack, and personally, I never used this dang thing.
I'm gonna say this: it's was the same loadout as the Quasar, Airstrike, and Orbital Strike. It is just as useful as you either bring that or the shield pack.
All right, for that we'll put it in.
Because if you want to be more of a tank and maybe take a few hits, like actually fight and not have to run away from everything. Using the jump pack is the mobile one, and the shield pack is the more. I know I lose my mobility, but I'll still be able to do my mission, do that stuff. So sometimes I bring the jump pack, sometimes I bring the shield pack. It just depends on what you're in the mood for.
Okay, well, that we'll just give it A tier right next to the good old shield boy.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Why am I freaking yawning and shit? I just woke up not too long ago. Jesus.
Maybe just woke up. Your body wants to go back to sleep.
I hate my body at times. Anyways,
Anyway.
up next is the Emancipator, and this, like I said, I said beforehand, this thing is an absolute siege machine. It is
It
great
is.
at
You use it
just,
correctly, it is so strong.
yeah, it is great at basic. It's literally a bunker buster at this point. You run into a base, you eliminate all of the factories or the bug nests, and
Oh,
then you walk out.
oh. Yeah, the amount of times that I've been able to just it could probably the Emancipator probably be the one mech that would very quickly deal with a blitz mission.
Yeah. I will say this though, I'm going to put it at B instead of A.
Oh yeah, I was about to say maybe B tier is probably good because mechs do have their weaknesses, but they're
Yeah.
so useful if you know how to use them.
My biggest issue, like I was about to say that, my biggest issue is that mechs are incredibly useless at higher tiers. It's like if you go to rank 8 to 9, when you're going against the automatons, your mech will not even last 5 seconds. Which is complete and total BS, in my personal opinion. I'm surprised the developers hasn't found a workaround with that crap. It's annoying. Anyways, up next is the good old Patriot, the very first mech in the game.
I'm gonna say maybe similar tier to the
Emancipator,
Emancipator because both of them are extremely good at what they're designed to do.
yeah. Yeah, like I said, if the Emancipator is good at basically being a siege machine, this is great as just straight up just raid.
Shredding.
It's a raid killer, is what I like to call it. It's a
Yep,
raid hunter.
it's more of a, oh, you want to be there and exist? How about I shred you and all your friends for fun?
Yeah, I will say this though. I'm very disappointed in them nerfing the rockets though. Good lord, what did they do? That's the one thing I thought was really unique with the Patriot compared to the Emancipator is because it was really good at taking out heavy targets such as tanks and turrets. But they nerfed the damn rockets to the ground to the point where it's just really difficult to use them. I don't know why the developers are so dumb at times. Like, gosh, I just freaking hate you, Arrowhead. You guys are idiots. Ugh, whatever. Nerfing my favorite mechs in the game. Bullshit.
Well, they're gonna nerf vehicles that are overused, obviously.
Alright, I
That is the
feel like we should do airstrikes next, and then the actual weapons themselves, since these are like the most commonly used weapons in the entire game.
yeah.
Or commonly used stratagems, my bad.
Yep.
Anyways, let's go. I think the first thing is, I think this is the
Should I have
Gatling barrage.
So, question is, should I have the game loaded up just so that we can see what the names of each weapon are?
I think I know what these are actually, just by looking at the image.
Yeah.
All these are strikes, and these are orbital
Yep.
strikes, and these are airstrikes. But yeah,
Yep. Want to do airstrikes or orbital first?
we'll do orbitals first, since I never
Okay.
really utilized orbitals. But airstrikes, I can actually talk about.
Oh yeah.
The first thing is, this is the Gatling barrage, I believe. And
Yeah.
quite frankly, I don't think I have never even touched this thing.
I'm gonna say it's okay. It is more of if you have a line of enemies, you can go ahead and shred that line. But if they're like spread out, you can go ahead and just say whatever.
I'm gonna put this thing in C tier personally.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I've never really used it, and plus it's kind of overshadowed by possible other better options.
Yeah.
Such as this one right here. This is the Airburst Strike, and I'm gonna say this thing actually is really damn good, and they even buffed it to where it can actually soften up heavy armored targets.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. The name of that weapon is partially wrong.
Hmm?
It shouldn't be called orbital airburst. It should be called orbital shotgun.
Yeah, that's what this pretty much is. It's just an oversized shoddy, and for that I
It's
give
just,
it a solid B, A tier actually, not B.
yeah, it can be really useful.
Yeah, it's really, especially when you hover that thing over a freaking bug raid. Ooh, when they start crawling out, yeah, they got no chance.
Yep.
All right. Up next is the 120 millimeter barrage, and quite frankly, I don't know about this thing.
It's the baby. It's the baby version of. Hey, delete that area for me.
You know what? I'm actually going to be the first one to do this, and probably a lot of people are going to be pissed off if they even bothered watching my videos. But I'm just going to say this. This thing deserves a D tier because you know why? I almost never see anybody use this damn thing over its bigger cousin, the 380.
Oh yeah, no, but I'm gonna say this. It does have its use. The 380 is too big
Yeah,
compared to the 120. The 120 has like if you have a big area you want to get rid of, it is good. You can be close range. You can do like the defense missions. But as soon as you go into the bigger one, it is like missions that are bigger and have bigger areas than the 380. I'm also gonna say this. I do have one problem with the machine gun being higher in rank than the orbital barrage or the orbital HE barrage.
orbital. Wait, the machine
The
gun turret.
the machine gun, the Gatling barrage being higher than the orbital HE barrage.
Oh, okay. Then we'll put this thing at a high C tier then.
High C3, yeah.
Alright.
It definitely feels slightly better.
Alright. Well, we'll take care of that. Taking care of that. Let's go for its bigger cousin, and quite frankly, this is the most popular damn stratagem I've ever seen.
Yep, but it is popular, but if used incorrectly, oh, say bye-bye to friendly targets.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with this thing.
But
I
I will say there is one other thing. There is a free version of this in every single game.
oh yeah, the Thief. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but
No, not the thief. The
hmm?
traitor. You turn yourself into a traitor. You can use it to kill off an entire horde.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's, that was always a fun strategy.
Is
Strategy.
It's always there. So it's most likely, I would say maybe either A or B.
I'm gonna put this in a solid. I'm gonna put this a pretty high tier, B tier, right here. And I don't know. Let me swap. Let me use a little bit of adjustments right here. There we go.
Yeah, it's just everything around.
Yeah. Well.
Move the shield packs up.
Yeah.
Moves the mechs up a little bit.
Actually,
Because they're
I'm gonna leave the heavy machine gun up front.
oh,
Because
heavy
this
machine gun
thing
is
is
definitely higher.
still a really good thing.
I'm gonna say this: shield pack and heavy machine gun replacement are absolutely really awesome.
Yeah, they are pretty solid. But I still feel like it's overshadowed by some of the better stuff up here because these things are utilized way more than except for that thing. Even though that thing's pretty good.
It's awesome if used correctly. That's its main issue.
Yeah. Alright, anyways, with that fixed, let's go ahead and talk about the walking barrage. Huh?
B tier, B tier, B tier.
B
Adjust that one.
Oh. Hold on. Where do you want to adjust it?
The mechs moved up.
Oh, mechs. Okay.
Yeah. Because the usefulness of like I'd say definitely that Zapper, the Tesla tower, definitely should not be that high.
Yeah.
It's definitely like a low B or an extremely high C if you get
Low B.
if that's like a.
And I will put this right here. There you go. That looks a lot better, right?
That looks a lot better.
Alright, okay, there we go. Anyways, up next is the walking barrage. Yeah.
Barrage. I'm gonna say the walking barrage.
Now, I'm going to say
It has its strengths, it has its weaknesses.
Honestly, the smartest players utilize the walking barrage because it could be an incredibly useful tool.
But for the standard player, it can be like, how do I use this correct?
Yeah. Well, basically, the way the thing works is it will fire a huge barrage of mortar strikes in a
I
straight
believe
line.
what it is basically a inline 120 mil.
That's pretty much what it is. It's a much more accurate 120 mil. So I
Yeah.
feel like an A tier would be a pretty damn good because this thing is pretty
Yeah, if it's
solid.
used correctly, it's awesome.
I'm gonna put it right in front of the uh, airburst. Anyways, with that being said, let's
Uh,
go for the. Let's. I'm not even gonna question it. An orbital laser
no question
slaps.
about the orbital laser and orbital railgun.
It eats everything. It
Yeah.
kills everything.
Yeah, I think that's for both the orbital laser and orbital rail cannon.
Yeah. Orbital. Oh,
It's the
orbital.
first.
Okay.
I think
I
both.
like. I will say this. I like the orbital row cannon, but I do not think it belongs into S tier because it is a one use and it is. It takes a quite a long time to recharge. It takes like
But
around
here's
3
what I'm gonna
minutes.
say about that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's yes, it takes a while to recharge, but you can use it throughout the whole mission. Never having to wait, never having it have limited uses, never stopping, just keep using it over and over and over and over again. The orbital laser. Yes, it's so strong, you only get it use it 3 times per mission.
Bro. I will say this though, it does come in clutch when you need to use it the most. So I will put it at bottom
It
S
is
tier.
bottom of S tier. When you have to fight a heavy mech that you just don't want to fight, there you go, you get it.
Up next is the default orbital strike, and this thing has been overslept in my personal opinion because they've not because the thing is a lot of people it was good beforehand, but now they absolutely buffed this thing. It's more I believe it's got like a better blast radius. Not to mention it has a much shorter cooldown time now. You can get this thing pretty quickly. And I think most people who utilize this thing are absolute giga chads and know how to play the game properly. So I feel like this is a high A tier at least.
Yeah. I've never had luck with it. I've kind of failed at it and then just not cared about it because I found the other stuff being a lot more useful,
Or a lot
but
more fun.
a lot more fun because you have to be precise with that one, unlike the other one where you can just be like, oh, whatever, I don't care. Just
Yeah.
do that there, kill that, whatever.
Yeah, it's a lot more difficult to take on moving targets with this thing compared to the rail cannon, but it's still a really solid pick.
It is very solid.
Up next is I fucking
Although
hate this
I'm
thing.
gonna say this, I'd say it's not that one's not higher than the shield gen jump pack and the HMG.
What?
The that one.
Oh, okay, you can put it right
Those
here.
are really strong. I'd say those are possibly better than that one.
Okay. But anyways,
Yep.
like I was. Anyways, this thing is absolute booty cheeks. I do not like this thing.
It's not the best because they can survive and just walk out of it.
They buffed it, I
It
believe. It actually
it,
does kill now, but gosh dang
it
it.
just takes a while to kill.
And not to mention, it limits you more. I almost never see anybody use this damn
Yeah.
thing. I'm sorry, but this is one of the very first few F tiers in my personal opinion. I absolutely
Yeah.
hate the gas mask or the gas barrage. It's so stupid. Eh, bleh. No, just no. All right. Up next, the
Yep.
EMS strike. Now, I'm just gonna say this is a low S tier for me
It's
because
it's awesome. It can if you use
it's just a bigger
if,
version of the EMS mortar. It's the Big
yes, and
Daddy.
if it's used correctly, it can be absolutely awesome.
Yeah, because nothing is more reliable than completely nuking your enemy's movement.
Yep, and it doesn't hurt you as much as some other ones would.
Yeah. Uh, oh gosh. Up next is the smoke barrage. I don't know about this thing.
It's I'd say it's either high C or low B.
I'm gonna put it at IC because I've almost never seen anybody use this thing, and personally, I don't even
If
bother
it,
with
it
it.
can be very, 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 very useful.
Yeah, I feel like
You
I
just
could agree, but it's only good
you
against
just need to know when
bots.
to use it correctly.
Yeah, but it's and again, it's only good against bots. It's useless against bugs
No, it's you. You're right.
because bugs will just run at you. They don't care about smoke. They don't care about that crap. They,
That is true.
Bots, on the other hand, yeah, they could laser you, but if you know how to use cover properly, uh, this thing doesn't really. I don't know. It's okay. I'm probably giving this thing a lot less credit than what it deserves, but I don't care. All right, with all the orbital strikes gone, let's go ahead and take care of all these the airstrikes. Yay! The
Yay!
stuff that everybody uses.
The stuff that everybody uses and is actually kind of good.
Yep. And the
So I'm just
first
gonna start with this. The strafing run.
strafe. What are you talking about, strafing run?
For
Oh,
strat.
this. Oh yeah, this is the
Yeah, that
strafing.
one.
For a minute there, I thought that was the 110 millimeter. My bad.
110 is the actual one that looks like it has rockets on the bottom of it.
Yeah,
It's
oh, yeah,
second to last.
you're right. I
But
see it.
it's. I'm just gonna say this now.
Hmm.
It is okay.
I'm gonna put
It
this thing
has
in
its
it.
use,
Yeah.
but it can.
I feel like this thing is the equivalent of a damn guard dog. It's like it's not as solid as the other options.
It's not. Like
No one
you
ever
have
uses
when you have
them. Hmm.
like a cluster strike or a rocket run. Oof.
Yeah, this thing is solid. This is low
It's
D tier for me. I'm
it's
sorry.
okay.
Yeah, it's averaged. Alright. Anyways, up next is the regular airstrike, and I'm just gonna put this at low A tier because it's an
Oh wait,
all-rounder.
it's useful, but when you get the upgraded stuff, it's just like who would use it?
Yeah, it's still got. It's still. English mother. Ah, okay. Yeah, it's good.
English. Fail. English
Oh,
fail.
oh no! I'm gonna do a huge cut out there where I say English mother, and it's just gonna cut into static. Just saying, please stand by.
Okay, yeah, that works.
All right.
Come
Anyways,
back now.
okay. Anyways, up next is the cluster bombs, and this thing is okay. I've
It is
just,
useful.
yeah,
Um,
I've almost hardly ever used this thing, so
I use it all the time.
all right, then I'm letting
Like
you rank it because I don't know jack
I'm
shit about it.
I bring it with the orbital rail cannon and my main loadout. I'd say it's probably either a low to mid A tier.
Another mid A tier. All right,
It's
we'll put it right here, right behind the orbital striker. Do you think that's
it
good?
has orbital strike has its use, but you can have if you've ever have you ever had those like big open pits that have just a bunch of bugs in it?
Yeah.
You throw that in there, and it just carpets that whole place and either kills all the low level or weaker bugs and cripples the higher levels. And then you can come in there and it's you already have softened it up.
Right.
So
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, it's pretty solid.
yeah,
And up next, this thing I don't know jack shit about either.
the napalm.
Napalm strikes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you ever just want to just hit a bunch of bugs and just like saying, ah, how do you like napalm? And then they just
Oh,
all die and burn.
that was a wasted joke. For a second there, I thought you said, how about one day you thought you just wanted to go ahead and drop the napalm strike and just say, let them cook.
I did not know about that joke. I'm uncultured, so sorry.
You never heard of let him cook, the meme?
I've heard of it from a YouTube video about memes, and that's it.
Okay, well. Anyways, what are you ranking this thing? Because I don't know anything about this thing.
I would say it's up there with the napalm mines.
Napalm. Oh, this thing right here?
Yeah, they're both.
Yeah, we'll put it right
They
here.
can
Actually, we'll put it a little bit one of because
Yeah,
it's
it's slightly better because you get more uses from it. But
yeah.
what's next? Smoke
And
screen.
smoke screen. I'm just gonna say this. This thing. I'm gonna put this
It's
thing deserves a D tier, and the biggest
it's similar
reason
to the orbital smoke barrage. It's better than the orbital smoke barrage. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I
Just
guess.
because you get 3 uses from it at one go. You don't have to wait for a reload. You don't have to wait for anything else. You have it right away. You have it multiple times.
Well, here's my argument about this: is the reason I would like to put this thing in D tier, similar to the strafing run, is because if you have multiple equipment, multiple things equipped to your Eagle, they will not go back to do a refuel or resupply.
True.
So if you completely deplete your
Okay,
smoke and
yeah,
your
that's,
if you
that's a,
so if you like say if you have something really useful like the 500 kilogram or the 110 millimeter rockets, and then you have this thing hunkering in your fucking stratagems, yeah, you're not gonna get your other items back anytime soon. You're more
but you also
useful.
have to remember, if you don't use it at all, it will automatically rearm after you use a full thing of your other weapon.
Okay. Well, all right, for
So
that.
you can
Well,
have that stratagem, the bomb, and the rockets, and if you use both of your bombs that you get, then you're basically done.
okay, I'm gonna put this at bottom C tier along
Rearms.
with this right here. Is that
Yeah.
is that good with you?
Yeah, I've tried to switch them around just because Eagle has a little more versatility over the orbital
Yeah,
rail.
this right here.
Orbital smoke, yeah.
All right, there we go. All right, I don't know. Let me move that over there. Okay. Well, all right. Up next is 110 millimeter, and they buffed the absolute hell out of this thing. It's actually a really good heavy tank
I've
killer.
struggled. First time I got it, I've struggled with it. I've never been able to use it properly.
Well, I've seen people who use this, and they just annihilate hulks with this damn thing. No hulks and tanks. I want to say this is a pretty solid. I want to say mid A tier, like right next to the cluster bombs, because what the cluster because the cluster bomb is fantastic against light targets, but the 110 is fantastic against tanks. So these are a really good paired duo if you know how to use them right.
Do you know if they're like are they HE or are they heat like rounds? Like in that essence.
What do you mean the rockets
Like
itself?
yeah, the rockets. You know how you have high explosive rockets and you have heat rockets?
Well, I mean, it's clear that they freaking annihilate heavy things, so I'm assuming it's
So they're
heat rounds.
so they're probably more or less on the heat side. Okay, that probably explain why they're more. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're definitely more useful with them being heat and stuff. So
Yeah. So yeah, solid A tier in my personal opinion. And lastly is the big boy himself. This is one of my favorites. This is like the
the
only
big. Oh,
airstrike I
you wanna
use.
the big. Oh, hey, you see that? You see that base over there? That small, tiny, like the small bases specifically. If you like, oh hey, can you delete that for me, please? You just drop a 500 there, it just deletes the whole base. Like, oh, then you have like, oh hey, that big base was two Tom factories over there. Hey, I'll just drop that there. Oh, both of them are dead.
Yeah, and what I also like more about this thing is that it could absolutely handle certain objectives that usually require a hell bomb, such as the
Oh,
laboratory and
I've
even.
actually recently I've had trouble using the the 500 on the laboratories.
Really, they nerfed it that much?
I think they prevented it from breaking the laboratory because they specifically want you to do hell bomb.
That's stupid.
It is, and
It's
sad.
Arrowhead. Why are you dumb? God damn you! Why did you have to nerf my baby like that? It's like my favorite go-to weapon. It was fantastic at objective killing, and now it's just like, oh, whatever.
I
We'll put
mean,
it.
I haven't played it recently, so I cannot say.
Okay, well, whatever. We'll
But
put it a high A
I know
tier.
last time I tried it, I couldn't destroy a base.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I also had recently. I recently had issues with the 500 kilogram too because it was like it would not kill the stratagem jammer at all. Like, I disabled a stratagem jammer, and I usually chuck a 500 kilogram instead of the Hellball because it was confident enough to kill that thing.
I've never been able to kill the stratagem jammer with the 500.
I have. It's actually fairly easy if you know how to. But, no. I'll put it at a high A tier because it's still a solid weapon. I'm just pissed that they nerfed the damn thing to the ground!
Sad cry, man.
I hate you, Airhead. Anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the big boys.
Okay, real quick before we do that. Put like a little frustrated cat face.
Frustrated cat face?
Yeah, for when you talked about Arrowhead, why did you mess it up? That.
Okay.
Just do like a little angry face or something.
Okay, there we go. Add in a row below. Alright, let's see.
Okay.
Ah, damn mosquitoes. No, well, no. Yeah! There we go. Now, we'll make it red, too. Beautiful. I don't know why. I don't know why we're doing this, but whatever.
I don't know, but we'll basically have it removed in edit, maybe.
Sure. Whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways,
time for the fun part.
Yeah, fun part. Let's talk about the big boys, the big weapons, the go-to stratagems for everybody, because everyone has their favorite support weapons. And I feel like what we should do is tackle all the machine guns first. It's the most common out of all the other stratagems.
Yeah.
Besides the explosive based. Yeah, let me adjust all of them. So that way they are completely separated. Yeah, okay, we're good. Alright, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. First off, let's talk about the very first support weapon you get is the regular machine gun.
Yep. Definitely a good weapon.
Yeah, I feel like it's solid.
It'll do its job very, very well.
Yeah, a solid A tier in my personal opinion.
Can't handle like some of the bigger targets easily. It uses a lot of ammo, but the fact that you can reload it while moving.
Yeah.
You can it has that asset, but
yeah.
Actually no, I don't think you can reload it while moving.
No, you can't.
No, you can't. I think that would like bring it down just a little bit compared to the Stalwart.
Well, if you haven't realized that this thing actually has been buffed recently, they reduced the reload time, and I believe they gave it an additional magazine.
Okay then.
So it's a solid A tier for me. It's good armor penetration. It's solid fire rate. It's all around pretty good. Good. And next we have its bigger cousin, the heavy machine gun. People absolutely hated this thing when it first came out.
Yeah,
they hated it. However, they buffed it.
It could take out enemy.
Yep. They buffed its fire rate. They gave it a freaking scope. They believe they also increased its damage too, if I'm not mistaken. It actually hits harder.
High damage.
Yeah, they increased its overall damage. And another feature is they also reduced its reload time. Beforehand it was like 7 seconds, now it's only 5.
Yeah.
So I want to say it's a solid high B tier in my personal opinion, because I actually used this for you know that Beat the Heavy video. This is the machine gun I was using.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's also another fun feature with this heavy machine gun. Unlike the other machine guns, you could absolutely demolish gunships with this thing. And if you actually seen the video,
Okay, I'll have to look.
Fine, we'll do that then. Do that later. Alright, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and just put this in S tier. Stalwart, it's insane.
Oh, fucking hell yeah.
Yep. They also did a buff with like bigger assault rifles where it's like some sort of like better damage or some crap. I don't know, but whatever they did, it absolutely buffed the hell out of the Stalwart. Or Stalwart.
Yeah.
Not to mention it's the fastest fire rate out of all the machine guns. It's literally a laser beam. That's literally what that is. It's a laser beam.
Yep.
But yeah, solid S tier, hands down. Alright, up next is the, what's it called? The something rifle. I forgot the name.
Which one?
It's the sniper rifle. Anti-material rifle.
Material rifle.
I'm stupid, but yeah, this is a solid A tier in my opinion. I'm gonna put it one up. I want to put it one up above the normal machine gun because it's actually really useful, especially at really long range maps. And plus, it's one of the very few bullet-based stratagems that is confident enough to annihilate hulks. Same thing with this thing as well, but still. Anyways, with all the bullet-based projectiles, well, except for this one, let's go ahead and take this one out real quickly. The rail cannon. Now, personally, I've almost never used it.
It's poor. It is.
They buffed it where it's a lot more usable now. But even then, no one ever uses it, so I'm gonna put it at low C.
Yeah.
Yeah, put that sucker in low C. Let's go ahead and get this shit over with. Alright, with all that, with all the bullet-based...
Let's do the autocannon and grenade one with the with this stuff because those are more of a...
Oh, autocannon... Well, not the grenade launcher. Not the grenade launcher. Grenade launcher's explosive-based.
Then... But it's more of a, like a gun-type weapon.
I guess you're right. I guess
rockets. The other ones are rocket launchers, and then you have a flamethrower and a that thing.
Alright. Okay. Well, we'll do the autocannon first then. And, dude,
good. But the problem is you need 2 people, or it requires a long reload.
No, it does not. I don't know what you're smoking, but the autocannon, even with one person, this thing reloads fairly quickly.
Yeah, but if you go to full empty, which I've done multiple times, you can, unless they've increased its reload.
Well, to me, that just sounds like a skill issue now, doesn't it, Stefan? You just learn not to use all your ammo.
But when you're being charged by multiple enemies, and you use up your autocannon, and you don't have time to press that reload button in between all your shots that you're taking, then you have to stop, put the thing in, pull the charging handle back, then do another, put the other belt in. It takes a second.
Alright, well, that being said, I'm putting this in low S tier. I'm sorry, but this thing is really damn good. It's way too strong. It's way too strong for what it's worth. It absolutely annihilates hulks. It annihilates tanks if you know how to take care of them. You can delete chargers. It's solid. You can't go wrong with an autocannon. Huh?
Okay.
But yeah. Alright, up next is the grenade launcher, and this thing is also a really fantastic weapon. I like this thing. It's stupidly good. I'm putting this right behind the Stalwalker on S tier.
Oh yeah, I can delete everything else, but the problem is it has less ammo than.
Yeah, that is a big issue, is its ammo consumption, but even then, it is really strong.
Yeah, and you get 10 round 10 round clips, so fun.
Yeah. What are you up to, Andy? Huh?
Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow. Meow.
Andy? Not right here.
After this, I'm going to get myself some food, so...
Alright, once you come back, you wanna play some Helldivers 2?
I don't, maybe, but I don't know.
No? Okay, fair enough.
'Cause I'm definitely in the mood for something slower.
Okay, fair
Cause
enough. I don't have
I haven't been,
anything. Hmm?
because I've been playing a lot of War Thunder, and oh god, is it hell.
Oh
And I
yeah.
need to play 11.0 because I have the Merkava, the Romsegal. I got a test drive from gauging themselves.
Oh really?
Yep, may or may not have entered a bit of a giveaway at one of the other videos for a 30-day rental of a vehicle of your choice, and won.
Interesting. Uh, well, I've been playing on China on there. Man,
Wow.
what?
What level have you gotten to in the China?
I'm not gonna lie, I just paid my way to get it through all that fucking shit.
Oh.
Yeah, and I regret it. But
It's
yeah,
bad.
I mainly just wanted to try out this one anti-air that China had. Pretty much the thing had some special rounds to it called
Oh,
A-heads.
the hayhead rounds. Oh god.
Yeah, I tried those out because they actually fixed them or some crap. So I was like, oh, I'll give it a try. I tried it.
They have they work extremely well when they're coming at you. They're mediocre when you're flying away, and they're just yeah. They work as like your baby APHE. So
No, it's you're just like you're just peppering them. Is what you're doing.
yeah.
Yep. My biggest issue is that the teams I'm always being worked alongside with are complete absolute dog shit at the game, so I hardly ever get the opportunity to actually shoot down planes.
Yeah, you kind of need a good enough team to force them into cast. You
Yeah. God, I hate War Thunder players.
can get good players, then you get bad players. It's always never in between.
It's more like I always get the players that know how to play the fucking game, and then that are on the other enemy team, and then I get the people who just fucking shoves glue up their nose and snorts it.
Yeah. Alright, get back to tier list.
Yeah, back to your list because fuck War Thunder.
Yes.
Alright, up next, we got the explosive-based weapons, and we're gonna go ahead and I feel like we should just go ahead and get this out of the way. The single-use rocket launcher is pretty damn solid. I think it's A or S for
Oh,
me.
it is one of the most solid weapons. With a minute and a half cooldown,
Oh,
and
it's even
you get two of them.
yeah.
You call them in when you need it, and they're there. They can hit like a freight train, and then by the time you need them again, they're right there ready for you.
But yeah, there's a really good strategy with these things too. Is just by simply spamming them whenever they call in, because you will not believe the amount of times where I would just drop these things down at random and they would pull out some sort of heavy guy wanting to kill me, and I just boink these things off of the, call
Yep.
in. It's
Maybe
insane.
low S tier.
Yeah, low S tier because they do have their own weaknesses and all that yada yada bullcrap. But man, they're still
Yeah.
they're solid. They're solid, and not to mention that they newly added call in. Reduced time for all call ins. It's also going to make them even easier to spam.
Yep.
I believe right now I'm up to 15% call in reduced time for all these weapons too, by the way. That's actually insane. Alright, anyways.
What do you mean?
What?
I auto-censored myself there.
Anyways, up next we got Mr. Recoilless Rifle. Excuse me. But yeah,
Try that again while you're awake.
Alright, up next we got the Recoilless Rifle. And this thing's okay.
It's okay. It's better when you have two people, and it's a little bit worse when you're solo.
I will say this though, compared to the Quasark, I feel like this thing is a lot more reactive because, yeah, you gotta wait for a shitty long reload, but even then the reload is far shorter than having to wait roughly 20 to 23 seconds for the Quasar cannon to cool off.
Yeah. But then you get 3 shots, then you have to go for a reload that requires, I believe, until you get the upgrade for it, like 3 reloads normally.
What are you talking about? 3 reloads? This thing gets 6
I've never been able to
rounds.
reload it on the. It only gets 3 shots. Or no, yeah, no, it does get 6.
Yeah, no, this thing gets
That's
up to
the other
6.
one. Never mind.
Yeah, no, that's the spear. The spear gets
Yeah.
4 shots. This thing gets like I think 6 to 7 shots.
6.
Yeah. Anyways, this is solid A tier. It's still really solid as an anti-tank weapon, for what it's worth.
Yes.
Anyways, now let's talk about the big boy himself. They absolutely buffed this thing. It's actually usable now, and it's pretty damn strong. My biggest issue, as what you said, is that its ammo's way too small. Its ammo count,
Yes.
it's tiny.
Way too small.
So I can't put it higher than the recoilless rifle. I'm sorry, but I'll give it a low A tier. I still love this thing. It's fun, but my biggest issue with the thing is that it, for some reason, doesn't one-tap, heavily armored targets, which is what you want the damn thing to do since it's got such a small ammo count.
Yeah.
But no, it's because of all the wonky, crappy hitboxes that this game provides. It just never wants to one-tap your target. It's annoying. It's annoying. But still, it's pretty solid because at least it's a bunker buster. Alright, anyways, up next is Mr. Airburst. And, I don't know.
It is so useful for clearing out big areas, but if used incorrectly, bye everything.
Yeah, but still, unlike the spear, it's got a lot more ammo. Not to mention that this thing actually, it's actually a lot less annoying to use now since it doesn't detonate near stratagems than other players.
That's useful.
Yeah, it just goes straight for the enemy.
Does
Yeah.
still proxy on trees?
No, I think they got rid of that.
Nice.
But yeah, no. So I'll give it a bottom A tier right behind the recoilless rifle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And now just a rogue liquid weapon. The flamethrower.
Flamethrower, I'm putting this at
Or
high S
the-
tier, and you can't say anyways, because this thing melts. When you have a
It melts
weapon that absolutely melts,
Chargers.
yeah, it melts everything, including chargers. It has troubles with Bile Titans, but if you just weaken the armor of the Bile Titan, it'll melt it really quickly. It's a solid weapon. I don't know what to say. Good shit. This, however, is not good shit. I'm going to simply say it. I absolutely don't care for this thing.
The laser?
The laser cannon. This thing is
Yeah. Until they buff it again, it is, or buff it in general, it is not worth bringing in your lineup, as it just overheats, takes a while to kill targets, and it's more of just like, oh hey, I have a laser. Ha 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 ha.
Compared to the machine guns, when it comes to kill time, this thing really, really struggles. I am sorry, but I can't bother putting this thing higher than a low D tier. No one ever
Yeah, no.
uses it. No, I don't think anyone even freaking cares about it anymore because it's overshadowed by so many better options.
Yeah.
And what do you think about this thing, the Tesla
Arc
rifle?
thrower? It's the arc thrower.
Oh, arc
I'm
thrower.
gonna say
I'm gonna put this right behind. I feel like C tier would be best
at C tier.
because like I said, it's pretty much another dead
Its
weapon.
only problem
Mhm.
is you actually have to let it charge up.
Yeah.
And when you're being charged by the enemy and you have to go into like a slow walk backwards,
I will say this though.
not really nice.
I will say this though. It does hit like a freight train now.
It does.
They buff it, but so I'll put it above the recoilless rifle because, like I said, nobody uses it. Sadly, it's kind of forgotten. It's dead, buried, and forgotten. This
Yeah,
thing, on the other hand, Quasark. Good lord.
I'd say top.
I'm just gonna be the first one to say it. I don't like using the Quasar cannon.
Yeah, don't blame you.
I don't like using it. And it's not even because they nerfed it to the ground either, because even beforehand when it was only a 10-second cooldown, this thing was kind of crap.
Yeah, well, you gotta aim it.
Well, the thing is, it's literally just a unlimited use recoilless rifle, or the the single use rocket launcher. But the thing was, the one thing that drove me away from this weapon is the slow ass charge up time. The amount of times I would have gotten my ass saved if I was using any other anti-tank weapon.
But then I'm gonna say this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have the long recharge and then the long charge up. You have to also consider that you can get maybe, I don't know how many of them shots off by the time it's actually ready to be used. By the time you can get a recharge or a refill of recoilless or expendable. You get 2 of them every minute and a half, and if you use one of them right away, then you have one for that. Then you have one one of those expendable for that. And if you have a 15-second recharge and about a 5-second charge up, you can get like maybe 2 or 3 launches of the Quasar for the most likely 1 use of the expendable, because you're going to use one of them right away.
What are you talking about?
Okay. Quasar, you don't have to call it in again. Right?
Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Let me refresh what you're saying. So you're saying that you can get 2 to 3 shots out of this compared to the amount of call-ins, one call-in of this thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Minute and a half, and you have 2. Okay. If you go off time alone, 5-second recharge, or the 15-second cooldown and the 5-second recharge, that's 30 seconds. The minute and a half is required to not only call in, but then you have the 3-second to grab it. You have the minute and a half. Then you have, for this one, you have no, it's 20 seconds. My math is completely wrong. 20 seconds to not only let it cool down and then fire it. It's like, okay, now I have to do my math correct. 3 per minute. 4, if you go to 1 minute 20, and then 10 extra seconds, so you're halfway.
Okay, I'm just going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to let you pick where you want this thing at, because personally, I don't use this thing. I think it's the worst option out of all the other anti-tank weaponry. Because it's just...
say mid A tier.
Mid A tier? Alright.
Because if you use it correctly, you can just delete anything.
I'll put it right between the heavy machine gun
Probably
and the
after
shield.
the MG, because that is very useful.
Alright. There's
After,
probably...
after, no, other way, other way, other way.
Oh, right here?
Yeah,
Oh, like right here?
yeah, it works perfect.
Okay. Probably people are going to be seething over this being in the A position instead of S, but I'm sorry, but you are riding this weapon's dick way too hard if you think this thing belongs in S tier, because it does not.
Yeah,
It is compared to the other anti-tank weapons that I've used, this thing is just inferior all the way. Yes, you do have, yes, it's unlimited, and yes, you could use a backpack with this thing. But when you, and yeah, if you were running around solo, yeah, this would probably be your best pick. So that way you have something to deal with, like a singular heavy target. But when dealing with multiple heavy targets or multiple drop ships, you're just better off using the freaking recoilless rifle. I'm sorry. The recoilless
yeah.
rifle's got a way faster reload in comparison. Alright, we're done here. Yeah, don't be mad.
Don't be mad at what he's done.
Yeah, don't be mad. Don't be mad if I put your favorite little bubble shield in your damn gas passer. That's
This is our opinion.
yeah, it's
We
our
think from our experience.
yes, and our experience says that your options suck.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Yes, pretty much.